Hi there, I hope you have a lovely day. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sana. So today I have my first update for the Project Clue Special Panning Edition. This is a project created by Stephanie here, and it started last month on June 9th. And we have to give an update every month around or on the 9th of each month. And the premise of this project pan or theme is actually that we are working on our makeup products as if we were playing the game Clue, so the board game Clue, and it's about solving a mystery or solving a crime, and you have your three big categories: the subjects, the weapons, as well as the rooms where the murder has taken place, and each suspect is actually a makeup product that you pick out of your makeup collection. Each weapon is again a makeup product that you have in your collection, and also the same counts for the rooms. So, and who is the victim? Actually, it's again based on this board game. Mr. Boddy has been murdered, and it's up to you to solve the crime. Fortunately, all of the clues you need are in your makeup collection. And each month you will work on 3 products from each category: suspects, weapons, and rooms. Once a clue and product has been chosen, roll a pair of dice. That is the number of times you need to use that product to follow that lead. So when it's time for the update, you can arrange completed prompts, investigated leads into as many suggested scenarios as you can. Responses for the updates will begin on the 1st of each month. Each scenario needs one clue from each category. For example, if you have completed Mrs. Peacock, Professor Plum, the knife, the ballroom, and the billiard room, you can construct one guess because you have only one weapon. So, and so forth. So what I did was actually I worked like it was suggested on 3 product each, and from each category, and I tried to finish at least one guess. That's what I did. And the internet is very nice. They give also this kind of papers, the clue case notes. You can actually mark on each sheet or on each category, if your guess was right or if your guess was wrong. Stephanie, the creator of this project, will give you an individualized solution, or she will say your guess was correct or not correct, etc., etc. So, and for me, I mean, for the suspects, we have Mr. Green, Professor Plum, Colonel Mustard, Miss Peacock, Miss Scarlet, Miss White. Those are actually colors, and if you think about it, those are the colors of the rainbow, simply said, and you can use any rainbow colored eyeshadow palette that you have. So that's what I came to think about, or my conclusion was I can use actually this kind of even though it doesn't look like that, it can be considered a rainbow palette. At least it has most of the shades of the rainbow, so you can use that. So this is the the Makeup Revolution Joker palette, based on the Batman movie and so on. So, and I had here Scarlet. So that was the red shade here. Colonel Mustard, that was the yellow shade here. And Mrs. White, I had actually, for Mrs. White, I didn't use this color here, even though it looks white. It's a little bit of like a cream, very, very pale cream color. I used this eye pencil from Essence. This is just called White. I was using that. And I rolled the dice, and I had to use Miss Scarlet 5 times. And, oh, sorry, was it this? No, sorry, Scarlet was this color. I do apologize. It was, no, I mix up now, right now, sorry. Yeah, okay, hold on. Just give me a second, please, because it is a little bit of a stupid thing with this, palette, because it doesn't have names, and the numbering shows it to you like this: 1, 2, 3. So it starts actually with the orange color, which would be number 1. Blue is number 2, and so on. So it's a little bit of a stupid thing. 4 would be Colonel Mustard. Am I confused right now? Yes, I am confused. So anyway, I was using both of these colors just because they had both 5 uses. So I used those 5 times, as well as the Essence eyeliner. I used that one as well 5 times. And for the weapon, I used either a face palette or eyebrow. That's what I determined for myself. And I use a lead for the lead pipe. For the murder weapon, I used you know, the sleek eyes, you know, the face palette that I have in my what is it, pan that palette theme. You know, I'm just doing it additionally because it was the lead pipe should be a matte shade. So, and I was using this one 12 times. Done that. Then for the wrench, I was using something that you can, you know, what is it, twist. I was using this Makeup Revolution Power Brow eyebrow pencil. So it was already in use before, but I was using it 10 times. Then for candlestick, let me read the something you put on a display. I mean, I interpreted that as a highlighter. I actually used this little guy from Bobby Brown. So, you know, this is the Pink Glow highlighting powder. That's what I used. And then for the conservatory, that is something that smells nice. I used actually this one. This is from Kiko Milano. It's a holiday themed Magic Holiday Radiant Blush in Dreaming Coral. So that's one. I used that one. For the dining room, something that is related to food, etc., etc., I had actually this little guy in. This is from also Makeup Revolution, the Disney collection, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I have not touched this at all within this project, so that was untouched. And I had from the Joker this shade here, you know. I have not used this one, so that was untouched. And I was supposed to be using it 9 times, as well as the Snow White 9 times. So where I finished my goals was like this. I finished using the Essence eye pencil 5 times. Then the candlestick, the Bobbi Brown highlighting powder, I used that 7 times. And the conservatory, I used it 6 times. So that was also my first guess, you know, to submit. I submitted that in the Fantastic Ladies Facebook collab group, because under the project, you know, we can submit that. And Stephanie gave me an interesting answer. So I'm just going to, I photoshopped the answer so that I can just, you know, read it out loud. Where is it here? So she says, it could not have been the candlestick. The silver candlesticks had been given to a guest who left immediately after dinner. The police had pulled him over for speeding and had assumed they were stolen. Mrs. Boddy told them that they had been a gift. The police are still suspicious of that claim, but as the candlestick was in police custody, it could not have been the weapon. So she excluded that candlestick as a weapon for the murder. So, but she didn't say anything about the other people. So I mean, other categories, you know, what is Mrs. White as well as the conservatory. So I have to assume they are right or wrong. I might, you know, I can rework, of course, these themes or these categories and just, you know, submit them again. So now, as I said, I will, you know, you can use any kind of eyeshadow palette, rainbow eyeshadow palette that you have, who has most of the colors blue, green, pink, blue, green, red, purple, or plum in that sense, white, and so on. So what I did was, I actually picked this palette, and if you know it, you know it. It's a Blossom palette from Blush Tribe, and I have here several shades. I'm just going to hold it up like this. The blue, the green, the pink, or you can also consider this one as the red, and so on. So what I will do is I will work on the blue. Let me read it out. So for this time around, I will work on something blue, Mrs. Peacock. So that's in the palette here. Then I will work on the purple. That's Professor Plum. And I will work on, let me see, what else was there? Something red. I can work on rose, on this shade here. So So Miss Scarlet, let's roll first the dice. I'm just going to also write it down. How often do I have to use what? I actually prepared a little notebook for me. So Scarlet, that would be the rose shade. And let's roll the dice. I'm using a real, you know, so 10 times. Okay. Then Mr. Peacock or Mrs. Peacock, sorry. So 8 times. 8 times. And Professor Plum. So 6 times. Okay. So of course you can use this, what you have in your collection more than 8 times. I mean, I was using the palette that I had more, you know, because I was using it almost every day for my eye makeup look. So I was using it more than, so that means also you get more good use out of your palettes. So then, because Candlestick was disqualified, so to say, as a murder weapon, I will still use the same product, but I will use it for the ballroom, and that will be something shimmery. So as this is shimmery, I will use this one. I'm just writing it down, Bobby Brown. And let's see how many times I have to work. 5 times. So, okay. Conservatory, something that smells nice. I will continue to work on that one just to see how, you know, and I mean, it will be this product as well again. So that's 2 times. So I'm just going to write it down. Kiko, 2 times. So then, let's see, what else do I have? Something food related, dining room. I will try again to do that. Let's do it like that. So 6 for the dining room. So Snow White remains. That's 6 times. And let's go back to the murder weapons. I will continue to use the Sleek palette for the lead pipe, because that one was still not discounted, so to say, as a murder weapon. So that's 10 times. I think that's no problem to use that 10 times. I'm using it anyway on a daily basis. For the wrench, I will use this time around, because that's something that you can twist. Was it twist? Yes, something that twists up and down. I will use this little guy here. This is from P. Louise, a very tiny mini eyebrow pencil. So P. Louise. And let's see, how often do I have to use that one? 6 times. Just writing it down. And let's see, what else do I have as a murder weapon? So candlestick I cannot use. Revolver. It says whole collection roulette. I have not done that kind of thing. So something that a hair product. I forgot to bring the hair product. What I will do is I will still use that hair product, but I will show it to you the next time around. So believe me, it's like this little bottle from Blueberry Bliss, I think it's a brand, and I will use that one. So let's see. Or I have to, no, sorry, I will change it. Cantu Nourishing Treatment. You know, and I put it in to brush my hair because it kind of relaxes the hair and so on. So that one is a little pot. So let's do that 4 times. So I'm just going to correct this one, not hair oil, but Cantu 4 times. So yeah, that was my update. I hope you enjoyed this little update. Elizabeth it was a little bit confusing or chaotic in that sense because I was still changing some things. And I see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.